Hello, welcome to Brainzone, where you can study something new every day. The Nazca Lines are a series of large ancient geoglyphs in the Nazca Desert in southern Peru. The Nazca, or Nasca, civilization flourished in southern Peru between 200 BC and 500 AD. The Nazca Lines were made over many centuries, and although their exact purpose is disputed, the widely held theory is that they were designed to be walked along as part of religious rites and processions. Number 10. Climate. The region's dry and windy climate has kept the lines clear. Visible from the air, the designs are less noticeable from ground level. The lines were made remarkably easily and quickly by removing the oxidized darker surface rocks which lay closely scattered across the lighter colored desert pampa floor. The aridity of the desert has preserved them well, although the sun can darken the exposed lighter sand over time, and many can still be seen clearly today. Most of the lines are formed on the ground by a shallow trench, with a depth of between 10 and 15 centimeters, 4 and 6 inches. Number 9. Size. In total, the earthwork project is huge and complex. The area encompassing the lines is nearly 450 square kilometers, 170 square miles. The largest figures are up to 370 meters, 1,200 feet long. Other figures include the hummingbird, which is 93 meters, 310 feet long. The condor is 134 meters, 440 feet. The monkey is 93 meters, 310 feet, by 58 meters, 190 feet, and the spider is 47 meters, 150 feet. The discovery of two new small figures was announced early in 2011 by a Japanese team from Yamagata University. One of these resembles a human head and is dated to the early period of Nazca culture or earlier, and the other, undated, is an animal. The Nazca Lines were designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994. Number 8. Location. The Nazca Desert, where the lines are located, stretches more than 80 kilometers, 50 meters, between the towns of Nasca and Palpa, on the Pampas de Umana, approximately 400 kilometers, 250 meters, south of Lima. This desert is one of the driest on Earth, and maintains a temperature near 25 degrees Celsius year-round. The lack of wind has helped keep the lines uncovered and visible. To some, the Nazca Lines remain one of the many mysteries of the ancient world, with suggested explanations ranging from astronomical calendar, sacred paths, to UFO markings made by extraterrestrials. Number 7. Relation with celestial bodies. Maria Reike, a German translator who spent years studying the site and lobbying for its preservation, also concluded that it was a huge astronomical calendar, and that some of its animal sketches were modeled after groupings of stars in the night sky. In 1967, however, the American astrophysicist Gerald Hawkins found no correlation between changes in the celestial bodies and the design of the Nazca Lines. Number 6. Construction. Apparently, the Nazca people, over many generations, removed hard stones turned dark by the sun to draw the lines in the fine, lighter-colored sand. The incredibly dry desert conditions, it rains only about 50 centimeters a year on average, preserved the lines and figures for more than 1,000 years. Number 5. Why were the Nazca Lines in Peru constructed? Why the lines were constructed is more difficult to answer, especially considering that the authors were unable to see their work in its entirety without any sort of aerial perspective. The scientist who dedicated her life to the study of these lines was a German mathematician, Maria Reike. For 5 decades, she lived austerely in the Peruvian desert and walked alone among the lines, taking painstaking measurements and making drawings of the site. She concluded that the lines formed a giant astronomical calendar, crucial to calculating planting and harvest times. Number 4. Viewing the lines. An observation tower stands between the Pan American Highway, about 19 kilometers 12 meters north of Nasca, but it only allows a vague and partial view of three figures: the hands, lizard, and tree. The view from the tower is vastly inferior to the overflight, but it's the best you'll be able to do if you can't take the stomach-turning dives and dips of the light craft flights. Number 3. Outlying sites. The small Maria Rika Museum, admission $1.50, has disappointingly scant information, but you can see where she lived among the clutter of her tools and obsessive sketches, and pay your respects to her tomb. To return to Nazca, Peru, flag down any passing bus. Number 2. Activities. You can go swimming at the Nazca Lines Hotel. Also, there's an off-the-beaten-track expedition to Cerro Blanco, the world's highest known sand dune, which comes in at 2,078 meters. It's a real challenge for budding sandboarders fresh from Huacachina. Half-day mountain climbing bike tours cost about the same, $35 US. Number 1. History. The first mention of the Nazca Lines in print was by Pedro Cieza de Leon in his book of 1553, where he mistook them for trail markers. Although partially visible from the nearby hills, the first to distinguish them were Peruvian military and civilian pilots. In 1927, the Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Cespe spotted them while he was hiking through the foothills. He discussed them at a conference in Lima in 1939. So, these were the top 10 mysterious facts about Nazca Lines. Make sure to hit the like button so you will never miss an update from our channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.